Welcome, traveler, to the Inn at the Edge of Greenwood, a cozy roleplay podcast where adventurers from many realms come to tell their tales. You won't find any dice rolls or TTRPG mechanics here, just good old-fashioned make-believe and storytelling. We hope you enjoy your stay, and if you do, that you let us know with a review. Thank you for joining us. Now, let's grab something hot to drink and listen to a story. Dear friend, the post today should bring 5 new chickens that I recently ordered from Drawbridge. I admit I paid more than I usually do and may have been taken advantage of, but a reliable source told me that these chickens have been enchanted to lay larger eggs and more of them. I suppose time will tell. And if I lose money, oh well. What's the point of life if not to take a risk every once in a while? Today's story features one of the more instigating characters we've ever had come through the inn. And the smell he left behind, I'm still trying to get out of the woodwork. The Inn at the Edge of Greenwood, Book 2, Chapter 8, A Firbolg and His Barrel. It's been a long time on your feet and walking since you had to sell your horse a few towns back in order to, provide the coin you needed to fill your belly instead. And it's been, a tough kind of shake for you in that you've seen some ups and downs in how heavy your coin purse is, and this is one of those down moments, but you're sure it's going to turn around and pick back up again.
It always does.
That being said, you've had to hoof it for a little while, and you've been walking. You decided to walk through the night this last night. It was a very clear night. You're on a road, and yeah, decided to just give it a try and go walking. So as the dawn breaks and the sun starts to come up, you're definitely feeling tired. You're feeling the fatigue, but still kind of enjoying taking in the rural sights. You're up in the northwestern part of the kingdom, where you've been before, maybe a couple times, but haven't spent a ton of time. But there's a lot of pine forests and mountain ranges in the distance, and there's a little bit of chill in the air, just from kind of late summer, early autumn mornings. And you haven't seen anybody for a little while. You've been walking and haven't come across other travelers or another town. And then cresting over top of a little hill, you see the top of the building. And there we go. New place to maybe get a bite to eat and maybe some work. So you keep walking, and the building comes over the hill a little bit more, and you see very quickly that it's a solitary building. There are no other houses or shops or anything. It's just this one building on a hill right off the road. It's a 2-story structure, fieldstone base, wooden walls, kind of whitewashed up. You see stables attached, a couple other small outbuildings, and it kind of looks like it could be like a tavern or an inn. And sitting on the step out front, you see what appears from this distance to be either maybe a human or a half-elf who is sitting on the porch right on the edge of it, kind of dangling his feet and holding what looks to be a mug and a book. And he seems to be just engrossed in his morning routine. It's a young man with shaggy brown hair and simple clothes. And he doesn't immediately see you or recognize you as you begin to walk. You're still a little distance from him.
I think Blaven will first of all just do a quick disguise self. I think he'll just make himself appear as a human. Okay. It's always best not to draw attention in these kind of places. And just sort of take a stride forward and... hello there! You wouldn't happen to be open for business now, would you?
The young man kind of looks up and starts a little bit. He was very engrossed in his book and didn't quite see you coming up. And he goes, welcome, traveler. Indeed we are. Why don't you pop on in, and he's starting to kind of get up and gather his things, and pop on in, and I'll fix you up something. What's your preference?
You can call me Blaven. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh, hi, Blaven. I meant your preference for breakfast, but I appreciate the name.
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. It's been a long journey, and I've been walking for a while. I don't normally.
It's early.
Where exactly am I, if I may ask? Where is this?
So this is. Were you coming from Trowbridge area or from down in Kea?
Down in Kea, yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. So if you're headed up towards potentially Innaport or whatnot, you're actually hitting right where the Elven borders are. This is the Greenwood, as we call it locally.
Oh, right. Okay. Must have taken a wrong turn, but anyway, yes. Sorry. Breakfast. That would be great.
All right. Bacon, eggs.
Do you have any fish?
Probably. I'll have to check. It's going to be a day old.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And he opens the door and kind of walks in, leaves it open for you.
I'll follow him behind, and I'll
disappear.
Just say, oh, sorry, excuse me, friend. In my confusion, I didn't actually catch your name.
Oh, I'm the innkeeper here. My name's Henry, but you can just call me. You can just ask for the innkeeper.
Of course. Well, can I ask, Henry, what are you reading?
Oh, this. So this is a. Well, honestly, I don't know how good it is, but it's a fictionalized novel. The Day the Sky Broke by Gahorg of Excessa. I kind of got swindled into taking it as a bit of a payment for some goods in exchange for coin that I was supposed to be given, but it has turned out to be a pretty interesting read.
Huh. Would you be so kind? Could I have a look just whilst I wait for my breakfast? I haven't had any sort of stimulus for a few days, and I get a little bit antsy, you see.
Sure. It'll be and he kind of like starts to come towards you and give the book, but also like you see a little bit of like kind of reading you real quick.
Sure, yeah.
He's like, it'll be 5 silver for breakfast.
Oh,
kind of waits to give you to the book until you hand over the silver.
Sure. I'll give him 6 silver and say thank you for the book. Of course, make sure you get it back.
Of course, no doubt, and hands it over to you. And then he disappears into a back room. As you come into the building proper, what you see is a large open, kind of almost banquet hall style room. It's got very high ceilings. There is a second floor, but this main room seems to be vaulted up with these big wooden beams that go across. It's got an L-shaped bar that is on the right-hand side, kind of right in front of the door that you came in. Little coat rack off next to that. Mm-hmm. The door that he disappeared was the kitchen's behind the bar. And then looking to your left, there's this big open hallway with tables and chairs set up and a big roaring fireplace at the other end. And you do see a stairway kind of on the opposite wall that leads up to probably where the rooms are or whatnot.
Mm. Blaven will unfurl his big barrel that's on his back, and he'll leave that by the door, kind of almost like if he could put it behind the door, so the door can't open like the whole way, like it would hit the barrel a little bit.
Now, was the barrel disguised when you did it? When you did disguise self?
No. I think I'll keep the barrel looking as is. But I'll just an old technique. He gets a little worried about people following him, so he likes to make the entrances a little harder to get in and out of.
Okay.
So yeah, he'll make his way in, sit down, adjust his sort of glasses, and flip open the book and just start having a little read, I think. Yeah,
it is a bit of a sensationalized account of some events that happened a couple years ago that you remember very vividly, because a couple years ago, all of a sudden, all these cracks began forming in the sky itself. And there's a lot of different rumors as to what and why that happened. And the farther out from perhaps the capital cities you go, the more outlandish the tales get. This particular account seems to be implying that it was a band of evil wizards who were stopped by a group of dashing heroes, and it kind of follows the exploits of some of these heroes and their race to stop the sky from breaking and their inevitable somewhat failure, as obviously the sky still has the cracks in it today.
I think Blaven sort of just chuckles to himself, just reminiscing about the night that the cracks appeared. He just, oh yeah, that was a messy one. And then he sort of remembers himself, looks
and
around.
You've
Is there
heard...
anyone else in the tavern, by the way, or is it just me currently?
There is not at the moment. It's very early, but you probably it's like 7 o'clock at this point.
Sure.
But so no one's either come down or come in.
Okay, great.
But you do hear lots of commotion in the kitchen, just pans being moved and barrels and things, and just people working in the kitchen getting ready for the day.
Do you need a hand? Are you all right?
No, thank you. We'll just be a moment.
All right.
So you sit for a moment and kind of read a little bit from the book and take in your surroundings. You do eventually hear the creaking of stairs as you look and see a couple folks coming down from the upstairs, and you see an older gentleman who's looks like he's lived a really hard life with kind of long, scraggly, gray, black hair and a little bit of a limp to him. But he gives you a nod as he comes down, and then behind him are a couple that are coming down, 2 halflings who look very young and are kind of whispering and giggling to each other and look to be on some sort of maybe holiday or whatnot. And they all kind of the man and the couple kind of find separate tables and sit down and just kind of enjoy their morning a bit.
Would I be able to ascertain, the status, wealthy status of either of these people? Do any of them look like they have any kind of money?
For sure. Looking them up and down, the older gentleman, at first glance, probably not. That being said, you also kind of game recognizes game, and you can see the little things, like the way he's holding himself and the way he checks things. Like, this guy's been around the block a couple times, so if he does have a hefty purse, he's probably very good at hiding it. So that's a bit of a crapshoot. The halfling couple don't seem to be very well off in looking at their clothes or whatnot. They just seem to be very enthusiastic,
sure,
and kind of oblivious to their surroundings.
I'm gonna avoid you two. I don't know what you've. You look a little too happy for my liking. Surprised you're up and down here that early, to be honest. But
after a couple minutes, the innkeeper pops out and has a plate with sausage and eggs, and there's a little bit of fish that's been fried up. And he's like, "It's not a ton. We were kind of low, but hopefully that'll get you by."
Hey, look, I very much appreciate it. Very much.
Hope you enjoy. And he sets down coffee as well. And he's like, I didn't get your drink order, but if you need anything else, let me know.
No, this is perfect. Can I ask you really quickly?
Sure.
It's a sort of a strange collection of folks you seem to have coming through here, and why here? It's very rare to see a tavern in. Is this a popular highway, or do you just sort of collect strays?
That's a question I've been asking myself for quite some time. You'd have to ask my grandfather who decided to build the place here. There is a little bit of a market that gets set up sometimes. There are folks who live nearby, but it is an interesting location in that it is sort of halfway in between Trowbridge and Innaport. So we do get traders coming through. We also, this is kind of hard to explain. Do you know what the planes of existence are?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
We also get people coming through from there quite often. There's something about this spot that, when things shift with a storm or whatnot, as we all know they do, they tend to land here, and we kind of help them get back on their feet sometimes. None of these folk, as far as I know, are in that boat. But and yes, I mean, obviously things with the elves have been tense in the past, but we're near the Elven Kingdom as well, so it's been interesting for trade.
Yeah, I'm actually, I think that might be my next stop. A little bit of a tricky one, but we'll see. Interesting, interdimensional travelers. What an incredibly interesting line of work. Anyone come through recently?
Oh goodness, a couple. We had the most recent visitor was a pair of twins that came through one at a time and kind of missed each other. Very odd, strange story. We've had clerics and holy people. We've had thieves and adventurers. It's quite we had a vampire once. It's quite eclectic.
Wow, okay. Thieves, you say? I should probably hold on to my wallet.
Oh, no. Nothing to worry about. Everyone that around here is as honest as a summer day.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Me too.
As he's standing here talking with you, so you still have your disguised self up, correct?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
What form did you take?
Just like basically looking almost exactly the same. It's just like a very much more humanoid form. Just basically hiding the Firbolg edges is the so still kind of dark black skin and sort of, but the ears aren't sort of the cow sort of like ears, just sort of normal ears, and the hair stays the same. It's just like long kind of like dreads at the back and still has like the glasses and the clothes and stuff are the same. It's very much just kind of and I reckon he probably maybe appears like a tiny bit shorter than he actually is, because Firbolgs are quite tall. So
quite tall.
He's probably just like an even 6'5" or something, as opposed to like a 7'1". That's how he's appearing, I think, right now.
Okay. The innkeeper kind of finishes up conversation with you and heads back to do his work. Over the course of the next hour or so as you eat, a couple more folks come downstairs. Someone comes into the building and grabs breakfast. They all seem, the person who comes in seems to be on first name basis with the staff and with the innkeeper and the kitchen staff. So you reckon perhaps a local. And yeah, people kind of come and go and eventually leave the room. And there is one older woman who kind of parks herself near the fire and is knitting, and innkeeper brings her a tea and some biscuits. But for the most part, you hear people kind of outside congregating, perhaps for that market he was talking about, but it's not a terribly busy environment.
Okay, I might go and talk to this older gentleman. I think I might just sort of close the book, wheel around sort of on my bench and sort of see if I can catch his eye and just sort of, friend, would you mind if I joined you?
I suppose so.
Thanks, and I'll make my way over, plunk myself down and go, no disrespect intended, and if I'm off the mark, then please feel free to alert me to my transgressions, but something about you feels oddly familiar to me. A certain way you carry yourself.
Well, I've been around for a while, but I don't think we've ever met, friend.
Oh no, I don't think we've ever met. I merely mean, I wonder if we've come from a similar line of work or at least entertainment.
Are you dropping any other types of
thieves'
cant or hints or anything?
I think I might throw a little bit of thieves' cant as I'm sort of throwing out there. Be like, are you? And I'll sort of I'll try and hide in that a sort of what brings you to this area. I'll try and hide what brings you to this area in thieves' cant and see if he picks up.
Okay. He kind of gives a little bit of a look, there's a long pause as he kind of squints and looks you up and down, and then he just goes, I've not heard that type of talk in a while.
Interesting.
What's your business, friend?
Honestly, bit of a drifter. I had a contract gone a little sour, shall we say, and now I'm on one of those really kind of stereotypical redemption paths, you know what I mean? One of those really the big tall tales of the bard where they always go on about someone who's lost all credibility and on their road to redemption, all that kind of rubbish. I need a a big win, shall we say? And in that, I'll be like, I'll hide in thieves' cant. I got screwed over, and now I'm looking for a big score.
Yep. He continues to like take his time with his replies, and it's almost uncomfortable a little bit. And you, even being a very seasoned professional, like can feel him like pouring into your soul. He just goes, "Afraid you're not going to find much of a big win in these parts. You're going to need to find yourself in larger waters, if you catch my drift."
Yeah, I think I do. So, if you don't mind me asking, I'll go back to my original question. Is there a particular reason that you find yourself here? You look like someone who has travelled in much larger waters, if you catch my drift.
I've kept mostly to the outskirts, honestly. Been to the capital a couple times, but I made my home for a while down south, and, when everything started to go to hell, those couple years ago, I put on my walking shoes and made my way around.
Yeah. Odd that. Turned the whole world upside down, didn't it? And, never quite recovered. I feel like people just seem to go a little, I don't know, take it a little too seriously. I never spend too much time looking up, you got to focus on what the road ahead. And the sky, it's a scary place. There's a lot of stuff out there.
People get used to it. People get used to anything.
True. But
so what'd you do to fall on such hard times?
Mix with the wrong people and find yourself maybe trusting a little too much.
People screw you over every time.
Don't they just? But, we learn from those lessons and we move on, don't we? Yeah.
Well, young man, I wish you luck. And he kind of gives you a long pointed stare, and he's kind of, you're getting the sense that he's like, either engage with me in something, like either give me a reason to keep talking or leave me to my breakfast.
Sure.
He doesn't seem he doesn't seem unfriendly, but he certainly seems not one for small talk.
Okay. I'll get up to leave and just turn back and say, if I did happen to find some work, is there anything would interest you in the future?
I'm an honest man. I'm always looking for an honest day's work.
Then honest it shall be. Thank you very much for your time. I'll make my way back to...
And you catch, kind of in the conversations of honesty, definitely some sly language back to you that this job would be anything but.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, the less honest, the more interested he is, right?
Exactly. The couple, the halfling couple, because you went over and talked to this gentleman before everybody kind of filed out. The halfling couple does not notice any of it, even though you're the only other people talking right now, and probably they could have eavesdropped. They are just engrossed in each other, and it is getting sappy. They're giving each other little nose rubs and everything, and feeding each other little bits of bacon, and it's disgusting.
I have I'll just like give a little call out and say, excuse me, some people are trying to eat their breakfast. I have a barrel of rotting fish over there, and I can guarantee you it's less disgusting. Please, if you could just tone it down a little bit.
Sorry, honeymoon.
Oh, really? Okay, good. I needed to know that information. Yeah, okay.
She kind of like pokes him in the ribs and is like, stop it. And he's like, what?
Sorry, did you say something?
No, sorry, friend.
You sure? It sounded like you said something.
No?
No?
Their demeanor's changing as you continue to confront them, and they're like looking a little like, do we have a problem?
I'll just sort of saunter over a little bit and just go, I just want to double check. There was definitely no problem here.
No, sir. enjoy your breakfast?
Nah, good. Nah, I'm just checking. You're fine. I'll go and sit back down and just chuckle to myself.
And like the giggling and the conversation from over there gets real quiet, and they just kind of like silently eat their breakfast and then file out afterwards.
I'll just put my big boots on the table and just lean back. Peace and quiet.
Peace and quiet. The innkeeper comes back in a little while later, and he's like, so what'd you think of the book?
Yeah. It's a little flowery for my tastes. I prefer things a little bit more.
He embellishes a lot. Sometimes plain language is the best.
Yes, exactly. Plain language, literally. If you know. Very, very good. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yes. Will you be spending a night here? Should I get you a room, or will you be on your way?
If you have room, friend, then yes. I think I will, if that's okay.
Well, I do. I've got one room left for tonight. We're a little busy with travelers, but not too bad.
Sure. Listen, I'm in the market, shall we say, for individuals, adventuring types. If you see anyone, if anyone comes by this evening, please feel free to let them know that I might have a quest. Just there's I received word of an elven village not too far from here, which is in some danger, and I'm on my way to investigate it. But I have had a rotten luck trying to find anyone on these roads. They are a lot quieter.
He just kind of like he's like slowly sitting down in the chair opposite you while you say this. And he's like, "Are you an adventurer?"
Yeah, I guess I am. Yeah.
Oh, that's fascinating. Certainly, if I hear of anyone looking for work, I'll let them know. But what's going on with the village?
Well, I think it might be a wraith. Have you heard of a wraith before?
I have. That's terrifying.
Yeah, it's dangerous. Very dangerous. I think, it kind of makes sense to me now that you've made this, that you've spoken about all these interdimensional travellers coming through. I mean, it makes sense. It's not just, kind interdimensional tourists coming through. Maybe there's other things
sometimes,
as well.
Yeah, not everything that comes through has good intentions.
Exactly. A lot of these elven towns and villages, I don't think they're as prepared for conflict as perhaps we are down in the south. Tough as scrubs down there. We're ready for anything, but up here, no, not so much. And
well, it's not a soft life up here in the cold.
No. Sorry, wasn't implying it was soft. No, not at all. Maybe I'll give him like a firm pat on the shoulder. No, you're not soft. No, you're good. But like a little
he's a little wimpy.
Yeah. Like it's definitely a little too firm. You know what I mean? just to reassert any dominance I might have lost in that interaction. Yeah. So I had taken to bed a fellow adventurer, and pillow talk happens. And they told me of this town being troubled, and I thought to myself, well, maybe I could do some good in a new area. I've been burnt down there, and I felt, why not go where it's a little colder, eh? Can't get burnt up here.
No, unless of course a firestorm comes through with one of the plane shifts. That's has like a 1,000-foot stare, and he's kind of like, that's happened before.
Right, firestorm. Okay.
Well, the elven borders are still, it's tenuous. Are you planning on sneaking in, or?
Well, as an adventurer, you tend to acquire certain skills which make it, easier for you to travel, and I don't have a large reputation, but I do have some notoriety in certain circles, and like I said, someone I knew hopefully will be there and assist me.
Well, forgive me for asking, but I'm infinitely curious. Anytime an adventurer comes through, what are those skills? What do you have a story? What are some of the adventures you've been on? Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm not going anywhere right now. Well, you see, what I tend to do is I don't put much care for power structures, and I always taken quite to heart those who have a lot and don't give to the many. And so some may even look at some of my past deeds as nefarious or illegal, which is bold. As all I've ever done really is looked to enrich those who don't have their way in life, but maybe still hold that same work ethic, that same pure heart of heartness that we do, as I can tell that you do as a good man, who reads good books.
Decent books.
Decent books. Decent. I'm sure you read better books than this. That was the assumption that I was making.
If I can find them.
Yes. True. Yeah, well. Tell you what, if on my way back I manage to find myself a good book, I'll make sure to swing by and drop you one off.
Oh, gods, if you found an elven book, I would pay handsomely for that.
You would pay handsomely for an elven book?
I would.
Interesting. Would you potentially exchange this book and on the promise that I returned with an elven one?
I haven't quite finished that one yet, and even if it is a bit trite, I do want to finish it.
Okay. Well, if you change your mind before tomorrow, before I leave, then let me know.
Okay.
So yes, I like to reward those who I deem as down on their luck. And in Blaven's head, Blaven's just thinking, and that person is of course me. Doesn't voice that out loud, obviously. And yeah, he just says, so what kind of stories do you find the most entertaining? Battles, espionage. I've done it all. I even bedded a prince once. It was quite entertaining. He was a very interesting fellow.
That's well, we've had everything stories be told from combat to love and love lost. We had someone tell a story of a ball where they did some subterfuge for blackmail once. That was quite fascinating.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't know, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that is very interesting. I do, one particular story does come to my mind actually, and part of the reason why I showed an interest in the book, you see, I remember the day that the skies opened. We were a day away from a rather large score, shall we say, and when we heard it and saw it, and people started sort of flooding into the streets and just staring aghast up, me and a good friend of mine and my little tree. I had a little tree which I used to speak to. It's a whole thing. You would have to get into it. Really handy though, actually. By the way, if you can ever speak to the plants, they really can tell you so many fascinating secrets. Strange little voices though they've got. It's very Anyway, it was when this all started happening and everyone seemed to be affixed, with what was going on. We we thought, why not, bring forward the timeline, shall we say? And I'll never forget it. It was wild. We walked into a royal castle, not even disguised. Just walked in. There was pandemonium.
No one stopped you.
Running all over the place, asking what was going on, not knowing. Questions. Is this the end of days? All of that stuff. We just walked in. It was unbelievable. We had a guard come up to us and said, "Excuse me, do you mind if I borrow your sword? I've lost mine." Gave him the sword. I was like, okay, it's nothing compared to what we're going to get. And while everyone else was too busy worrying about something else, we walked in, found our way into a royal bedroom. I remember I saw this kind of crocheted egg. It was this beautiful, ornate, gem-encrusted creation. And I thought, I could feed so many people. Again, in my head, it could feed me for so long.
So many Blavens.
So many Blavens. And I thought, I'll have me some of that. So I grabbed this egg. We get out of there and we're there drinking in the tavern and getting all our drinks for free because tavern owner, he's outside looking up as well. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. One of the best days.
I will say, as a fellow tavern owner, I hope you left some coin at the end of all of that.
Trust me. I mean, it wasn't my coin, but of course, I absolutely left some... I think actually we left like a pure golden goblet or something behind. It was we'd been drinking out of it all night, but I'm pretty sure it's still worth
that's
a pretty
fair
penny.
trade, indeed.
So, and I'll never forget, because what happened, right, as we're in this tavern and everything's kicking off, this chef comes out. He's effing and blinding and wondering why no one's coming in, no one's buying the food. And he puts down this big barrel filled with fish. And he says, would you mind watching that for a minute? And I can't tell you why. There was just something spoke to me in that moment. It almost felt like a lucky charm. Do you know what I mean? And so I took that barrel of fish. I stashed the egg in it. And, well, actually, that's the barrel over there. I'll point towards the door.
Oh. I hope the fish aren't in it still.
Some of them. A lot of them I've eaten. I've replaced them. I have replaced, eaten and replaced, and you know what I mean?
Okay.
And it's more water than fish, and you know what I mean?
I was going to say, that was 2 years ago, 2-year-old fish. Oof.
Yeah, no, that would be rough. No. Yeah, and then the funniest part is that egg started speaking to me. You would never believe it. It'd start off in the evening, and you'd be lying in your bed, tossing and turning or whatever, and then a little voice here, a little voice there.
Huh.
And this is the truly wild part, my friend. This wasn't just a crocheted egg. Someone had stuck jewels on the side of a dragon's egg.
Oh.
And this dragon was speaking to me through the egg as an infant. Absolutely horrifying when I realised what it was. So, yeah, naturally I been on a bit of a quest, to try and uncover maybe where the dragon egg is from, or,
Did it hatch?
So this is where things get a little bit complicated. Do you know that friend I said I was with?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Well, they didn't know it was a dragon egg. They didn't know it was alive, and they stole it from me and a lot of my stuff. So, but not my barrel, not my Mercedes. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I know. It's a good luck. That's the one thing of all the ups and downs I've had in my life. The barrel, man, that barrel has been good to me and useful. Very surprisingly useful, actually. A barrel full of fish. So
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, but and like I'm gonna sort of give a little squint and just I think I'm just gonna try and suss out whether I can trust this guy.
Okay. He seems very he's leaning in, he's listening to the story. He doesn't seem very taken aback by your tale of thievery. Mm-hmm. He just seems very. There's almost a childlike aspect of just listening to a good story and kind of being enraptured by it. So,
to tell you the truth, the Wraith, it's might be someone I know.
Oh.
You see, I did a bit of digging after I found the egg. I went and started talking to some people, and they told me of draconic curses. These sort of slightly ill-tempered dragons that would, let's say, bestow upon those who tried to steal from them ill fortune. And at which point I decided, okay, best probably just get rid of the egg. Then the egg disappears, my friend disappears, all of my stuff, etc., etc.
Ill fortune for you.
Exactly. But
So are you cursed by a dragon?
well, this is the thing. I don't think I am anymore because I'm no longer in possession of it. But I think my friend might have gotten themselves into a bit of trouble. In fact, you haven't happened to see a tiefling, quite short, about, I don't know, 5'4" dark burgundy skin, little chip on the top of the top right horn. No bells.
Can't say I have. We have a couple tieflings who live nearby, but none that match that description.
I mean, he's a very wiry fellow, so I don't know if he'd have come around in plain sight. But anyway, I have a sneaky feeling that he may be the one that is cursed by this thing, and he didn't. I followed his trail for a little while and heard stories, and people were sort of started saying how, yeah, they had seen this tiefling who was acting erratically and scratching at his neck, and just not looking all that healthy, and then heading in that direction, and an area where I know he had a lot of interest inside the Elven Kingdom. Suddenly I start hearing all these stories about this sort of red wraith devil creature, and I'm like, okay, well, that sounds similar, and well, I'm not one to let go of a grudge, so it's a character flaw of mine, honestly. I probably should just let it go and move on with my life, but
Well, we all have our flaws.
yeah, indeed. What are your flaws then, friend, if we all have them?
Cowardice. No, I'm kidding. Maybe not.
You don't look like much of a coward to me. I think you could be an adventurer yourself if you wanted to be.
No. I've thought about it, but this is, I think, more my speed. And he kind of waves around to the inn about him.
Sure.
But it is a fascinating tale, and one that, well, I hope you survive and are able to come back and tell the full story of, because it sounds like there's more to come.
Yeah, I hope so. And I'll look around and I'll boop myself on my cow nose, and just like my head will revert back to being like a Firbolg.
And he whoa!
Sorry, I assumed you'd be used to the magic, given the.
Yes, but just quite. So sorry, just quite sudden. Not expecting that.
Sure.
Oh goodness, you are very tall.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, you've been looking into my sort of neck/chest for the last.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that rude?
No, not at all. That was intentional. So
Okay.
And please don't think wrong of me to come under such guises. Merely just a precautionary measure.
Your business is your business. No matter how you look, you're welcome here.
Well, now my business is your business, and if you tell anyone, then I will be returning and putting you inside my barrel.
Got it.
Good.
He kind of like looks at the barrel and looks at you and is like kind of taken aback a little bit, but he stands up and kind of dusts himself off and just goes, right. I just remembered. I'm so sorry. The key that I gave you for the room, I gave you the wrong one. And he goes back and grabs a new key and swaps out. He's like, the key I gave you before that room has a very bad leak, but this one's open.
Oh.
And is in tip-top shape.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
No problem.
And I will be sure to return and report more about my tales.
I look forward to hearing them.
Yeah.
The rest of the day goes by, and you head to the market and get some items, perhaps by paying, perhaps by not.
Absolutely not. No way. It's a constant stream of here's your gold, handing it to them, and then immediately trying to sort of like sleight of handing it back out of their pockets or wherever cash it, wherever they've put it. Maybe with a couple extra coins thrown in for good measure, because I'll need some money where I'm going.
And at the end of the day, you head back to the tavern, to the inn, trudge up the stairs.
Oh, can I have searched for an elven book?
Yes, you can. However, unfortunately, reading material in this little town is very hard to come by. And especially in the Elven language, but perhaps where you're going. But you come up to the second floor and find your room, which is labeled on the little tag that is attached to the key. And as you turn the lock and open it up, you look to the side as you hear a key being put into the door next to you, and realize very quickly that you have been put in the room right next to the honeymooning couple. And they just look and say, "Oh, well, have a good evening, friend." And then they quickly into the room.
I think I walk immediately into the room. I bang on the wall and I say, "If I hear so much as a whisper, I promise you that you will be on an infinite honeymoon in the never-ending plane of wherever the fuck we go after we die. Do I make myself clear?"
There's just silence from the other side.
I'll prop my barrel up against the door and go sleep.
I feel as if I had let him, Blaven would have gotten myself and everyone in the inn caught up in some sort of scam or ruckus. He certainly seems to have lived an adventureful life. And I did appreciate the conversation, even if he put me on my heels a little bit. The inn is a place for all to rest, no matter what shenanigans they get up to when they leave these doors. Still, I had to comp the newlywed couple for a night in order to calm their nerves. Oh, and those chickens I mentioned earlier? Well, they arrived, and I've been had, as upon closer inspection, they are roosters, every one of them. I'll write to you soon, and with a story that truly changes the trajectory of my life and this place. Till then.